to a new video. If you're new here to this channel, hi, I'm Annastatia, and I am a singer, a songwriter, and just a writer in general. And I decided this year to start sharing my journey of a creative. I've been really loving for the past year making content on social media, and I have always wanted to start a YouTube channel. And I never did because I was too scared because of other people's opinions. And here I am on my what is it? 6th video, and I'm doing it. But this week it is, the video is fully dedicated to writing my book. And the reason why is because I'm finally out of the plotting phase, mostly because I came up with the idea for this project on the 4th of April, and then when I actually started writing, it was the 4th of December. Now, I did not write in that month a lot. I was writing chapter 1 and I wrote a prologue, but a prologue, I think I wrote that pretty early on, so I do not count that as when I started my writing on this book. But I did start chapter 1 on the 4th of December, which is more than a month ago. It's almost 2 months ago, and I am only on chapter 3. Now that isn't that bad. The thing is though, I was stuck on chapter 1 for so long and I didn't know how to go with it, how to go through it. And I would just pull up Readsy, I would look at the document and I would be like, what in the hell? Where am I going with this? And it was only chapter 1, but I figured that chapter 1 will always be a pain in the ass. So I think I just paused it for a bit to make me discover a little bit more about the beginning stages of my book, because I feel like I have like the middle and the end of the book. I think I've got that pretty clear, but I do not have it really in my mind about how I actually wanted to start this book and how we actually would get into the story. And I only got a few scene ideas, but not very fleshed out. That is still the case though, but that is why I will be dedicating this entire week to my book. Now, my entire week is pretty broad, but I'm dedicating every evening to this project so I can actually get started and I'm not constantly pushing it away, because I feel like I'm a writer who doesn't write sometimes. So last night I had a little writing session just because I wanted to, and I sat down and actually it came pretty easily. I edited a bit of chapter 2. No, I didn't edit it. There was still some little pieces missing. It was a very short chapter. It still is a very short chapter. There's definitely something that needs to be more in there, but for now it's fine. But yesterday I added a few things more in there because I just got ideas. I was looking through it because I always do, because otherwise I don't know where I left. Even if I wrote like an hour ago, I still wouldn't know what I wrote. So I wrote back and I just started adding like little scene thingies between, and I started chapter 3 last night just out of nowhere, and it was so motivating. So in this video we're going to be dedicating 5 days of writing on my book, and hopefully I will have written 5k words at the end of this week, and that is for me pretty ambitious, because it's not like I said earlier, I'm a writer who doesn't write. That's because I am also writing on a lot of other projects that aren't like a big project, like they're little stories. I mean, I do songwriting, so a lot of the time that I'm writing, it's actually based on that, or currently on my educating myself more in actually writing and upskilling my level. That is where a lot of the time goes into right now, and I've put the book a little bit on the shelf, but that is only because I have no clue where to go with this, so that is what we're going to figure out. So I will start putting it back onto the shelf for like a week, and then I would write like another 500 words, and then I would put it back on the shelf for another week, and then so on and on and on, because that is very much how it went in the last couple of weeks. So today I'm gonna do a writing session. We'll see how long it goes. I think I'm gonna start with at least an hour, and that is divided into 2 times 25 minutes. And then I'll see after that in how much energy I got left, because it is already like 8:15. So yeah, let's just get started. Chapter 3, and I stopped, I think, because it was getting too late and I needed to get up early for work. So I feel like I had written down about how it would go further. There is, okay, so Azul would go looking for the dress after after Infi and Santina found posted, and then the girls would get ready for the gala, and after that they will have dinner together. But there is still a lot of character building that is important for this chapter that I still need to add in, and it's also the introduction to Azur. So I will need to look about how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna set a timer, I'm gonna start working, and I will see further. Let's get started. Okay, so the first session is done right now, just finished. It actually went pretty decently. I think I'm still discovery writing. It's draft one, so it's a lot of, oh, what if this happens and then this happens, and then you find out it doesn't work and you delete the entire part. That's pretty much how it went. But despite that, I did write 500 words plus minus. So if I could manage to do that in the second half as well, that would be absolutely fantastic. That means that I would have written another 1k of words, which means that I will have written 2k words this week already, which will make it even only more, like, it would just make it better for the rest of the week, which means that for the rest of the week I would just, like, I've got 3 days left, so if I just wrote 1k each day, that would be fantastic. But I did have originally in mind that tomorrow I would do a little writing session. Tomorrow is Wednesday, because I wanted to work actually more on my branding, and I've got a cover art to shoot for my next single, so, and the release planning, and there is meetings. So tomorrow is mainly based on my music, so I'm only gonna do a little writing session. So if I wouldn't reach the 1k words tomorrow, that would be fine, because Thursday I've got a whole day pretty much still unplanned, and I could, like, do a little bit of a longer, like a bit more writing sessions. I think I want to do 3 blocks of an hour, so I would write like 3 hours. But we'll see about that first. Who says that Thursday is gonna be a great day? So I'm just hoping for it, and I really hope I can just write 3 blocks. And then Friday is always a tricky one, because I always tend to think they're not very busy, but then I'll want to plan something, and then it will end up like, oh, I still need to do this, this, and this, and then eventually I cannot write either. So yeah. But the session right now went pretty well. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break, and then I will do another 25 minutes. So. It is currently Wednesday evening. It's 9 o'clock, and it's been a really long day. I just need a moment to get myself back together for a second. Like, okay, I'm really all over the place, and I'm so tired. Last night I barely slept. I don't know why. I just couldn't fall asleep. So I was really struggling with that. So, and then I also had to wake up this morning really early. So the combo of those two together really broke me already at the beginning of the day. And then it has been quite a busy day, because I have been editing and filming a lot for my upcoming release, and I have filmed a part of the visualizer. Maybe it's gonna be the entire visualizer, but it's I'm gonna have to say and figure out if the other shots are still possible. But I've also been working on the lyric video, which took me a long ass time to do, because I don't know why, but like, when you need to write down every single little word, and like, you're still adjusting the timestamps and stuff like that, that takes a lot more time than you'd expect. But yeah, I've done that. But also, the filming didn't go very, very well. Not that the shots aren't good. The shots are actually really nice. But I've been losing my stuff for the past 2 days, like, constantly. And
So I was sitting down. I was like, okay, I'm gonna film like the dark part already. Like that's pretty much possible, you know. So I thought, let's do that. I wasn't able to find my microphone. After that, I wasn't able to find my mic cable. And after that, I figured out that the little thing where you mount your mic in and you mount the mic onto your mic stand, it didn't connect in the way it should have been, which was so annoying. So I really had to like fix it with tape and like taping like all around the mic stand so that the mic could actually sit in there, because otherwise I would have to find another solution. So I was really hoping that worked, and it did work. You can barely see it on camera, so that's fine. Okay, sorry. Enough about that, because I am going to try to have a little writing session. I'm not gonna be very hard on myself today because it has been a very long day and I am very, very tired. Not gonna be too harsh, but I do have to get a little writing session in. So we are going back into it, this time in a little bit of a less comfy situation, because the lights that I usually use, they're empty now because of the filming all afternoon. So yeah, so we're just gonna have to deal with the normal light in the background with way too little light on the desk. No candles, because I do not have my writing candle here. So I am surprised I'm sitting here to actually do a writing session, because none of the things that I usually need are near me. So the only thing that I could put on is my really comfy hoodie. But if I'm putting that on, that'll probably mean that I will have the same damn hoodie for the entire video over the span of 5 days. And I'm not gonna do that, because then it would just look the same and it would be boring to watch. So not gonna do that. I'm still sitting in my day clothes, which are still kind of comfy clothes. We're just gonna do a little writing session of 25 minutes and see how it's gonna go. So I did leave. Yeah, I finished. So I finished chapter 3 yesterday, which is incredible because I am on a 4K where it's on the manuscript. We're on 2K where it's this week. So only 3K left. And we're starting a new chapter today. We are starting chapter 4, and I have no clue currently anymore what I was going to do with that. So I'm gonna have to look back into my notebook and then it's time to get started. So yeah, let's get straight into it, otherwise I will be way too late in bed. So I got my drink ready. I got my notebook over here. Let me grab it really quickly. I got my notebook, pen, my laptop over here, and the book I am currently reading. I'm gonna start with reading a few pages. With a few, I really mean a few, because otherwise I will be more into reading than writing. So I'm gonna start with a bit of reading, then we're gonna see what was going to be in chapter 4, and then we can finally start the 25 minutes session. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so it is currently already 10 p.m. So I still did an hour. However, I was distracted many times. I was like thinking for a long time. Like I was thinking for a longer period of time. So I didn't actually. You understand what I mean? So I've been writing for about an hour on and off, kinda ish. And I think it went pretty well. It's not like I didn't get anything onto paper. But I wrote about 443 words. Well, those are the words that were actually added in. So I think I'm also gonna leave it at this right now. It is not a lot, probably, but this feels right now. And I'm really happy I wrote, and I don't want to overdo it so that I become so tired and so blinded by what I'm writing that tomorrow I'm gonna delete it anyways, otherwise. So I'm gonna leave it at this. Really happy with the progress right now. It does mean that we will have to write quite a lot of words tomorrow to reach my 5K this week, and hopefully I'll be able to do, because currently we're halfway through the week and we are actually also halfway on the word count. We've written 2.5K words, and yeah, we got half a week left, so another 2.5. So that should be just fine. If it goes like the past few days. And then tomorrow was already a day that I planned originally to write more and really focus on writing. So am I confident in myself to reach that goal? Yes, I think, but we'll have to see that first. So yeah, I'm gonna log off and go to bed. So I'll see you tomorrow.
I am currently just sitting on my bed, just chilling for a bit. I just worked though. I just worked on my release planning and I did shower, and I think in about 15 minutes I am going to cut my hair. It's definitely going to be a lot shorter. Like, I want to cut all of that. So it's probably gonna be more like this in a minute, I think. Yeah, but it's wet right now, so you can't really see the original length. I do still need to brush it. Anyways, it is very gloomy outside. It's very cold, but it does call for a very cozy writing session. So till I need to go downstairs, I'm just gonna write on the end entanglement. So yeah, let's get started. It is time for the proper writing sessions. I did have a writing session earlier today. It is originally my plan. Wait, let me get my calendar quickly. I had a plan that I would have more writing sessions today, and I was going to dedicate today to a lot of writing. So in total, I would have 2 sessions with once 2 times 25 minutes and once 3 times 25 minutes. I failed. And then now I'm already running late on schedule, apparently. But now I should have 3 times 25 minutes for my session. So I did have a session earlier today and I got a total of 40 words, which is not a lot. So we definitely need to change that. I started my session and then literally, I think about 5 minutes later, my mother called me because the barber was here. So my hair is done now, but my story isn't. So I think we're gonna have a long evening ahead. It's only 7:15, so I should be able to do it. I left off somewhere in chapter 4 where we finally get to meet the queen of Dynastria, and she is having a talk with Santina. I'm still kind of figuring out what the talk really is. Either it's going to be some sort of foreshadowing about Santina's destiny, more likely, not like, I don't know, not like a big spoiler, but just some foreshadowing onto a few chapters further when they're going on to like actually looking for the principal. So, but I'm still debating kind of whether how I want it to go and what she's going to say and which kind of way she's going to say it. That is kind of currently going on in my mind a lot bit. Okay, how am I gonna be doing this? So that is one thing. I was where I was left off, and I really hope I get chapter 4 done before 8 o'clock, which 45 minutes left. So should be one session, but I feel like I might. Maybe that's too ambitious. Maybe I'm being too ambitious right now because I'm still quite in the beginning. I feel like I do have like with chapters. I don't know whether I want them to be long or short. It's the first chapter. Something up. Okay, so sorry. Something about Reedsy that I really love is you don't only get the words, the amount of words in a chapter. You don't get only that. You also get the reading, the average reading time for this chapter. So for chapter 1 it's 5 minutes, which is it's all right. It is on the short side. And then chapter 2 is the worst, but it's it is only 3 minutes. It's got even less than 1,000 words, and I don't think it's that bad. It's the beginning, so maybe we shouldn't leave the pace that slow as what I maybe had in mind. Maybe it is good for the beginning, you get to know the characters, but I do need to look out for that the pace isn't going to be too fast, otherwise So that is that. And then chapter 3 is 6 minutes. So I do think that is fine. Usually a chapter is around 2000 words, a little underneath that. So I think 2000 words might be 8 minutes. I think, I'm not sure. So I don't know, I don't know how long I want the chapters to be, but on the other hand, I can always add on, I can always remove stuff. I just have to be cautious about what that is and that everything makes sense. And I'm not mad about something, about a chapter being ridiculously short, as long as its purpose is done and done correctly, then I don't mind. And exactly the same for if the chapter is longer. So, but I just need to find a little bit of a balance, that it isn't going to be like, oh, now I got a chapter from 1 page and then I got a chapter from 20 pages. That is something that I might need to balance out a little bit more. Not that a chapter is going to be 20 pages long with how much I've written just yet, but you never know, especially when I'm becoming more comfortable with the story, with writing, my skill. And yeah, but currently with chapter 4, I don't even know what I was talking about earlier, because I was saying like, oh my god, Reedsy has this, that's something really nice. But I don't know anymore what I was actually going to say. So, but currently we are 526 words into chapter 4, so I'm still quite in the beginning. And yeah, 8 o'clock is definitely too ambitious. So that would be only one session of 25 minutes, and I don't think I'm gonna reach that. So I'm just going to hope that I'm finishing chapter 4 by the end of this evening. I feel like that is more realistic. But at least finishing chapter 4 would be really great, and then maybe I can start chapter 5 tomorrow, or next, maybe in the weekend. But I'm not gonna say something that is too ambitious for me right now because I don't know how the weekend is going to go. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think I just need to go straight into the writing. No, maybe, oh, last vlog, by the way, I had a writing session implemented into that vlog. However, I was speaking to the camera, but the mic wasn't recording. And that really freaked me out once I found out. So I was actually talking about the system that I was going to try, and I've tried it that day and I've tried it yesterday, and I want to try it today as well. You know, like repeating it so that I can actually find out if that system will work for me as well. So the system I found through one of my favorite YouTubers, that's a writer as well, and it's Sincere Leafy, and she's got the most loveliest videos, I must say. And she has this system currently going on about that before she starts writing, she will read, and in between her sessions, she will read a book as well. So she will start with 5 minutes of reading, and then go into a 25-minute sprint or something, and then go back to 5 minutes reading, and then back into a session, 5 minutes of reading, back into a session, and so on and on. I've been really loving it currently because it gets me really motivated to write, and sometimes it sparks some ideas, not always. For example, yesterday I did not get any ideas through that, but it did inspire me to actually keep on writing and enjoy it. Last week in that session, I was like, oh my god, what if I do this and this and this? So it kind of depends, but it has been working for me right now. It definitely takes on the inspiration flow. So I'm gonna start with 5 minutes of reading. I'm currently reading Iron Flame, and yeah, when I'm done reading, it is 8 o'clock because it is already 8:30. Wait, no, it's 7:30. It is already 7:30, so I'm gonna go ahead. 5 minutes of reading, then 25 minutes sprint. Good afternoon, it is. I wanted to say good morning, but it isn't morning anymore. It is currently 12:15, and I am sitting downstairs because there are some packages that need to come. So I am sitting downstairs, and so I can quickly go when the doorbell rings. Anyways, I am about to start my writing session for today. I left yesterday on 2000 572 words because I did count all the words that I wrote and then deleted. I still need to write 2.5k words, and that is a lot. That is really a lot, and I think 5k was a little ambitious. But I had a really good run on Monday. Well, at least it felt really good because I had 434 words for that day. And then Tuesday was an absolute banger on a day with how much I actually wrote. And then Wednesday and Thursday were a little bit less. So I'm just gonna put over here the amount of words that actually got, because it's kind of hard to explain. I know, I don't know why, but my brain is not braining, so I do not have a lot of hope for today, especially since I need to write 2.5k words still to reach my goal of writing 5k words this week. Now, if I do not reach those 5k words today, that's fine. I still actually have 2 days left for reaching that goal. If I reach it on Sunday, I would be really happy, and I'm gonna treat myself onto a coffee or something. But if I don't reach it on Sunday, then that'll be it. It is what it is. Let's just get started because it's, in the meantime, almost 12:30. I'm just gonna start my session right now, and then I'll update on you. I have got my drink. It is a chocolate milk cold. I got my book with me. Got my book. I got my general notebook with all of the stuff all of the work stuff. And then I got my notebook for this book specifically. Let's just get started. Quick update. It is now Sunday. Last Friday I was writing and then I got a very big headache and I didn't really know how to continue. My brain was really fried and so I wasn't able to write like I originally wanted to. And yesterday I wasn't able to write because I wasn't even at home. So however, today I was still not home, but now it is 6:30 and I am able to write this evening. So I am going to try it and still hit that 5k. I really hope I can do that. Know how much I still have left. Yes, okay, so I do need a little less than 2k words still. So hopefully I'll be able to do that this evening. I think it's 1,800. No, that's not right. It's 1,745 words that I still need to write before I can actually finish the challenge for myself for this week. Is it achievable? It should be if it goes right. I do have the entire evening, so I should be able to write, but yeah, I'm just not gonna say I'm gonna reach it. I just need to see about that first, and hopefully I'll get to that. Really hope it. Yeah, I made the promise with myself that if I reach the 5k words, then I will be able to treat myself onto a coffee. So let's just get into writing right now.
I am here with my final update right now. It is currently 9:30 and I have finished the 5k words today, which I'm super happy about. I did write a little more than even planned. I ended up on a word count on my entire manuscript of 7,636 words, which is 200 words more than originally planned, and I'm really happy with it. And it does mean that I get to treat myself on a coffee. So I'm gonna leave it at this for now. And I'll see you on my next video next week. So yeah, bye.